Hello and welcome again everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. This is Lambchopper, and today's lesson I thought we'd look furthermore into the right hand technique, a bit of vibrato and a little bit deeper into the economy picking that we touched on last week. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, for the first part of the lesson I thought we'll touch on economising rhythm picking in bursts. What that actually means is I'll play the riff and then we'll break it down, have a look, and we'll see if we can play it better and faster and cleaner. So here goes. You know, you got the idea that the riff was that ended with that, and then I followed, just kept on going with the down stroke. And as you can see, or I find that's pretty tiresome. You know, I get pretty worn out and tired all doing the downs constantly. There's no need for it. I think in between we can put an upstroke into that. So it seems a little bit strange at first because you've got that long pause and you sort of want to, you know, you want to just add the fourth note and keep on going, but give it the pause, give it time, work on it, and I promise that you'll have it much faster than you can play it the other way in no time. This is as fast as I can do it down. If I was to turn that around and play it on the upstroke, you know, and I could do that for a long time. That doesn't wear me out at all. You know, you can almost rest doing it, you know. So anyway, we'll move on now. The second part I was thinking we'll touch on is vibrato. It's a strange thing to try and teach in a lesson, but I see a lot of guitar players that play really fluidly, really nicely, but when it hits their vibrato and it's terrible, you get like a flutter or a disgusting, like that. The hand wants to make the string move and vibrate, but no sound comes out. You know, it doesn't even, like a beef. You know, let's try and get away from that, and I thought we'll try and work on just some slower, big, wider, constant vibrato, something that shows you're in a bit more control. As you can see there, I actually find it easier on 3 and 2 fingers when it's backing up. But the one finger, you know, you find it's a little bit too much leverage on those joints, and you can sort of strain it sometimes. But the way I practiced this was I wasn't even picking the strings. I was just holding the guitar, jamming this part of the knuckle joint right in under the neck there, and I was gripping the strings and just yanking on them, pulling them all the way, and then releasing again. Just practice that, almost pull them off the fretboard. Get used to that motion. Do it all over the place on the low strings, down on the 2 fingers, the whole bit, you know. And I just found, just by walking around and doing that, not actually playing or, you know, not even plugged in, when I came back to sitting with the guitar, the vibratos were better and felt smoother. Often when I ring out a long vibrato as well, I use these fingers here, and I hold them on the B and E strings if it's on the G, just so that you don't knock them and let those ones ring out at all. And the meat of this hand is choking off all the other strings there. So essentially, only that string that I want to have ring is ringing. None of the others. we'll move on. And last week we touched on, or spoke about the economy picking. That whole motion with the 2 down. Well, today we'll just take that a little bit further, and the next step to take that into is small sweeps, you know, little 3-string sweeps and those sorts of things. So we'll start off with a couple. I'll show the tabs again, but the first sweep we'll look at. My pick hand is just going. You can see that motion. That's essentially all I'm doing in the sweep. You can see there that the string skipping comes into it, because after you finish on a downstroke here, you've got to come back through onto the B string heading down. You don't want to hit that G string twice in a row, you know. But anyway, these are the patterns I was thinking. Okay, so you get the idea there. You can very fluently just glide through those small sweeps, and you can, in time, you'll grow them. You know, it's a good starting point to really get used to sweep picking. Just work on the 3 strings, and the other 4th, 5th, and 6th will follow in time. But I did notice that when I was learning to play things from Brendan Small and Thunder Horse and Off Death Clock and other sweep picking gurus, between sweeps they were dragging to the next shape, and it sounded like it was sliding each time, like a you know, there's the slide between each. All that really is, and to get that whole sliding thing, I think it sounds a lot cooler when you do it. Instead of finishing on that string, you finish on where your little finger usually flicks off, so, and that just lets you slide to the next shape. Anyway, I thank you again. I hope I haven't confused anyone. And if there was something more that I skimmed over, or you'd like me to teach in the next lesson, please write down in the comments. But as always, thank you, and take care.